Imagine this, Jakyoung and Kim Dan in the city of love, going on walks together, spending the night together after an exhausting day of match preparations and enjoying good food in themselves, while their vibes are calm and comforting. Wouldn't that be nice? What if all of a sudden, Jaekyung's getting jealousy bursts while another boxer tries to flirt with his precious Kim Dan? Well, I for my part can say that I really hope this to happen because I'm curious how the new Jakyoung version is going to handle it. We saw it with Hee-sung, but now Jaekyung slowly allows more and more of those strange feelings he's still confusing for lust. I think it was intentional to be mentioned that the other boxer, Gabriel Arnault, is handsome. But will we really have another jealousy arc of Jaekyung? Either we will see how he's going to handle it now and perhaps even have epiphanies about Kim Dan, or there could be a very tiny possibility that Kim Dan is going to be jealous, though I think it's much unlikely. The last few chapters of Jinx had been quite interesting and a wild ride in my opinion. Not only have we seen a softer side of Jakyoung, but a lot of things, especially his bratty behavior, make more sense now that we learned a bit about his past. I absolutely enjoy to see his thoughts and insights. It makes him less a cold stone as before. I don't know if it's only me, but Jakyoung kinda melted. He's more calm in my opinion, though we know he's nervous before this match since it's his comeback. But I think it's not going to be as the match in the States, where he tormented every Team Black member and treated Kim Dan like crap. Will this have an effect on their Jinx preparations the evening before the match? I think it's going to play a huge role for both of them, though Jaekyung has to work hard to convince Kim Dan to not leave after they're done with their professional relationship. But I was wondering, how are they going to handle the sleep together situation? Them sleeping together on the couch and Jaekyung holding his hand on Kim Dan's feet in order to feel if he'd leave did something to my heart. Deep down, he's really a broken soul who's aching for affection and warmth, things he never had. Seeing Kim Dan glow up and feeling much better was a nice change after he wasn't in a good state at all. But not only Kim Dan was feeling visibly better, we saw Jaekyung really starting to care for Kim Dan. I mean, hello? Sitting next to Kim Dan and watching him sleep and being able to sleep and not having to fight with sleep insomnia? Wonderful. Our black cat Jaekyung is still black catting, but not too much with a cold heart anymore. I would like to add that I absolutely love how manhwa is able to show the change and tiny emotions from them, especially Jaekyung. I'm just impressed to slowly starting to see his change. Apart from that, I absolutely adore our Pookie Kim Dan for rejecting Jaekyung the kiss in the pool. That's definitely what our big boy Jaekyung needs, a good humble. But getting small insights into their everyday life together was so nice, and can't wait for them to actually enjoy themselves together without any hardships. What do you think? What will Jaekyung be like in the relationship? Seeing him yapping to Kim Dan about what they're going to do next on his free day was actually surprising. I never had the feeling that he's a yapper, LOL. I know I'm not shutting up about Jaekyung, because what he did is still not forgotten. But I absolutely enjoy seeing his point of view and getting glimpses into his actual personality. Seeing him still having a note in the present was not what I expected, but honestly, a pleasant surprise and kinda cute. Will he talk to Kim Dan about that? Is he too shy or too ashamed because of how he reacted? In Central, seeing him feeling other feelings like being ashamed or blushing is a nice and welcoming change. He absolutely was ashamed that he was aching for Kim Dan and a kiss. Sadly, our boy is still delusional and thinks it's desire and lust. In terms of change and behavior, what do you think about the match? How will he act if he wins or loses the match? Is he still as determined as before? Or a tiny bit less hot-headed? Let me know in the comments. I've got the feeling that the coaches are more determined and strong-willed than Jaekyung. Let's have a look at the possible theories and predictions for the upcoming chapter 82, though it's not of a big. Surprise what it's going to be about since they just landed in Paris. Firstly, I think we will see the situation just after they landed and get the confrontation of Jaekyung and Kim Dan and their sleep arrangement. Will they sleep together in one room? Will they be in separate rooms and stay together for the night? I think it's quite important since Jaekyung is aware of Kim Dan and is sleepwalking. I think it's much likely to happen too. Secondly, we will not only get to see whether they share a room, but also get a general glimpse into the days of match preparations, just as we did as we learned about how they're spending their days together. It could either be that those days are not too important, but the evening before and the actual match. Though in my opinion, I think they're as important, and we will get deeper insights and small interactions between those two. I think those days won't be filled with match preparations only, but perhaps even include sweet moments of their time together. The third possibility can not only be about the days before the match, but also about the first interaction with Gabriel Arnault apart from the match. In my opinion, I think it's not very likely, since it's too early, but it could still be a possibility. So, what do you think? What is likely to happen? Will we get a jealous and perhaps even awkward Jakyoung? Let me know in the comments.